Let's go. Episode 623, I believe. Soul Not For Sale podcast. Coach Colin, I believe. Let's get right into it. I believe. Project Veritas has some big things going on. Did you hear about the great, amazing things that are happening with Project Veritas? In this video, I'm going to be showing you a clip of James O'Keefe giving you a great update. His update is not so great, but it's all very telling. And then I'm going to let you know about the big news that's going on with Project Veritas. I did not know about this, but I suspected that it would happen eventually. Before I do that, of course, I got to bring you to the store. This is IamCoachColin.com. And what you're looking at right now is a certified pure blood shirt. For those of you that stayed unwavering, untainted, good job, keep strong, do not give in. And we have the Soul Not For Sale shirt, the bold statement, the boldest of them all, because it is a battle between good and evil, and your soul is the prize. Do not sell it for anything whatsoever. And we have the Public Enemy #1 shirt. Google the World Economic Forum. Google Agenda 2030. Google who wants me to eat crickets ? And I'm sure you'll see quickly why this gentleman is Public Enemy #1. All of that's available at IamCoachColin.com. And if you want 10% off, allow me to give you the discount code right now. It is I am Coach Colin. It's all capital letters. It's all one word. There's one L in the name Colin, and that gets you 10% off. Thank you so much if you've already done that with us. You have no idea how much the support means. So let's get right into it. First I looked at their Twitter, because this is where things go down, or X as it's called now, since it's going through a little midlife crisis. And I'm just looking through stuff, and I'm not seeing anything. Because I wanted to verify it at the source. Very odd. But when we go over here, boom. I mean, it's in Wikipedia, right? We don't fully trust Wikipedia, so we're going to look at some more things. But just to give you that opening sentence, in September 2023, Project Veritas has suspended all operations after laying off most of its employees. Wow. Can't believe this. Went a little deeper. Bang. Controversial right-wing group. Ridiculous. Project Veritas suspends all operations indefinitely, reports say. What? Project Veritas, founded by James O'Keefe, is laying off workers and pausing fundraising. I don't know why they're saying founded by James O'Keefe. Don't bring James O'Keefe into this, because if he was still with the company, they wouldn't be laying people off right now. That's for sure. And there you go. Project Veritas ceases operations, lays off all remaining journalists. Apparently, they're saying this lady's responsible. Article here says 7 months after James O'Keefe announced he'd been ousted from Project Veritas, the company he founded in 2010 has imploded. Former Veritas employee and investigative reporter Bobby Harr announced that Project Veritas has suspended all operations effective immediately, which the Post-Millennial later confirmed. Breaking. Project Veritas suspends all operations effective immediately. Harr wrote on Wednesday. CEO Hannah M. Gills and Jen Kayak of Human Resources cite financial ruin as reason for additional layoffs. Wow. They said James was the problem with the finances. They get rid of James and there's still financial ruin? What happened? Layoffs on September 20th, 2023, leaving merely a handful of employees left. All investigations halted as of today. And then there's the tweet from Bobby Harr. I believe I'm pronouncing that name correctly. But yep, they are stopping everything. How amazing is that? A source close to the matter told the Millennial Post, or the Post-Millennial, that the journalists who were left on staff after August 17th mass firing were terminated on Wednesday. The journalists who had remained were essentially regulated to fundraising as the company was floundering. Wow. Just ridiculous. Man, You know what the weird thing is, though? It doesn't seem like they care all that much. They're just like financial ruin, everything like that. Like, something so nefarious happened inside of that company. Something so nefarious. James O'Keefe breaks the biggest story ever after running it from 2010. Has soldiered through, raided by the FBI, has gone through anything somebody has to go through as a journalist to get stories, gets the biggest one of his life. 3 days later, he's ousted from the company. And I think, what was it, like a month later? Not even a month later, he starts a new company, gets things rolling, puts me on his YouTube channel. Shout out to James O'Keefe. Follows me on Twitter. Shout out again, sir. And then gets sued. Ends up getting sued through all that. Not because of me, but you know what I mean. Like, he got sued. They're saying he's a problem. They're saying that they didn't want him to use his investigative methods because they belong to Project Veritas somehow, even though he is Project Veritas. And now, literally 7 months later, because this happened February 21st. So February 21st, so March, April, May, June, July, August, September. Wow, February 21st. Wow, right till September 21st. Holy. Jeez. So weird. The fact that it's like so synchronized numerical makes me think something too. But definitely something very nefarious happened at this company. Whoever the shareholders are, these shadow shareholders, which I think should not be allowed. If you're going to be investing in a company, people should be able to see you in some way, shape, or form. Especially if it's a nonprofit, especially if it's something like this. Like, I don't know. I don't get it. But they had to be connected to the company that he busted, or one of the companies that he was about to bust. It had to be, because nobody cares. It seems like none of the people who were running it at the time care that this has happened. And now let me get to the meat and potatoes of all this. And now they got this going on. Here he is, the man, the myth, the legend, James O'Keefe, and I'll let him tell the story.
Hello everyone, James O'Keefe here. So there was a loud banging on the front door, loud banging. My colleague happened to be nearby and took a video of the door. You can see there a man, he was pounding on this door. My colleague didn't know what it was or who it was. So I'm going to go ahead and, now that I'm back, go to the front door and see what is going on. Here we go. I'm going to open the door. Okay. Oh, look, there's a stack of documents if you just want to get this shot here on the bottom. It looks like there's a stack of documents here. United States District Court, Project Veritas versus James O'Keefe. Summons in civil action. A lawsuit has been filed against you. So this is apparently a federal lawsuit that they left on the doorstop there of a lawsuit of Project Veritas against me. So I guess Project Veritas has attempted to serve a lawsuit against me on this day, September 21st.
So there you go. They have filed a lawsuit on James O'Keefe. This is crazy. It's crazy what they're doing. And they're citing, again, like back to the article I just said, they're citing financial ruin. What happened? So now James O'Keefe is going to be looking into what they spent that money on. He's hoping to actually get that information and sort that out in court so they can actually see where this money went, because it doesn't make any sense. If James was the one spending too much money, and on this channel we did the calculations to what he spent in a year, and I believe it was somewhere in the neighborhood of just over $250,000, something of that nature. We'll just round off and say $300,000. James O'Keefe says that they had $8 million in cash in hand, $7 to $8 million, and within 7 months, they're claiming that they're going through financial ruin. What? And what financial ruin, in my opinion, would mean with a non-profit company, the company that has to do fundraising, is that they can't raise any money. And they can't raise any money because anybody who was going to donate that was going to invest into this company, they watch you take away the lifeblood of the company, and then you're turning and you think you're going to turn to anybody and ask for money. They're seeing you be shady. You're literally taking away the person who founded the company. You're doing it at such a shady time for the company. They can't get any money from anybody. So they've just had to work through what they have. How they work through so much money, I don't know how many people are on staff. I have no idea about any of that. But now to be in financial ruin, to not have any money, and then also to be suing James O'Keefe. It's such a great thing that they are flopping because that's what they deserve. But I know not everybody in that company deserves it. There has to be some people who are good people and they didn't know what was going on. But even them, because I feel like if I was working for Project Veritas, following around James O'Keefe, I mean, there's a couple of journalists that did it. They left with him. I think everybody should have left with him. I really do. But luckily they didn't, because now James is not in financial ruin and they are. But that's what happens. That's what happens when you decide that integrity doesn't mean much and that you want to silence someone who's authentically, genuinely dedicating their life to finding out the truth and exposing corruption. That's what happens. You go through things like this and your company disappears. Very sad for James O'Keefe because it's literally bittersweet, because if he beats the case, which he will, he's just beating his company, his own company that he founded, into the ground. That's all that's happening. Jeez. But he has to do it because he's no longer affiliated with this company and it's now fighting him. You know, it's like you have a family member who got bit by a zombie and now they've turned. You have no choice. You got to do it. You got to do some Walking Dead type stuff. You know, you got to put him out of his misery. So that's what they have to do. That's what James has to do now. Just wild that they won't leave him alone. And the fact that they won't leave him alone really shows what this is about. It really shows that this is more about silencing James than it is about, oh, James is spending too much money. That's what it really was. I love to see all of these cases. Recently, I love to see this. I love to see that Russell Brand is releasing his show on Monday. Like, he just keeps going. I love that Jordan Peterson doesn't care that they're trying to take away his license. You know what I mean? I love that Rogan just ignored his cancellation attempt. I love that James O'Keefe just built another company and just kept going. I love Tucker Carlson got fired and just started doing videos inside his house. And now he's bigger than ever. He's become the biggest journalist in the world, bar none, hands down. I love it. I love it. All these big companies thinking that they can just do shit like this to people, that they can just kind of trounce on people like this. I love seeing these guys just rise up to the occasion. It's so good because this is the real battle. When it comes to like the mainstream and the battle between the truth and the deception that's going on, these are the people that are fighting it. Like this is where the fight happens. You can expose the truth, and I do it all the time, and I'm on my channel, and there's many channels like this, and that's part of it. That's standing the ground, standing in the line. But when you go through the cancellation and you rise up, that's when you've actually hit them with a real blow. When you decide, I'm not going to stop. I'm going to listen to the people that support me, and I'm going to just push forward. And if they're willing to donate or they're willing to help me with legal fees, well, then I'm going to go even harder. I love it. I love it. I love that every guy that I follow and I'm inspired by just keeps on doing stuff like this. Jeez, man. Ridiculous of Project Veritas. I'm getting excited. Let me relax a little bit. But that's what's going on right now. Project Veritas is done, and the last thing they're going to do is sue James O'Keefe. That's the last thing they want to do. For what? That's the thing. For what? They're already talking about financial ruin. Do they want to take all of his money? What money he does have? Because he's doing the same thing he was doing before. He's just trying to raise money. That's all he's been doing. So that's why I say it's more about silencing him than anything. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to make him silent. They're trying to make him so he doesn't exist anymore. That's why they brought out that flimsy case before, that they were gonna start They claim that his investigation style actually belonged to them and that he can't do it anymore. Like, what does that say to you? You know what I mean? Like, the way that you're exposing truth, you're not allowed to do that anymore because it's ours. And also, we're shutting down. So what are you saying? What are you saying? You want no one to do it? I would love to see who's on that board. I would love to see who's on that board. It's just going to be Klaus Schwab and George Soros and Bill Gates. Oh my, it's going to be Henry Kissinger. Rupert Murdoch. It's going to be such a silly list, man. Dr. Claw, Dr. Evil. Jeez. So ridiculous. Satan. So ridiculous, man. I would love to see who's on that little board, that little shareholder list, man. Anyways, guys, if you haven't liked the video already, like the video. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe. We're making 1 to 3 videos a day, so it would be best if you hit that notification bell. Not for me, for you. It gets hard to keep up. And other than that, I am out.